Hi Aries, it's Yvonne here to do your weekly read from the 14th to the 20th of October. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Please like and share my videos so other people can hear about them. If you haven't subscribed, that's fine if my readings don't resonate with you. However, I'd love to have you on board. Cards I'm using today are The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. I do love this pack. And we're ready to do your reading. Okay. Wow, Nine of Wands here. Now the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot shows someone who's quite beaten up and badly injured from their wounds. It sort of talks about having experiences so many times that you've put barriers up around yourself. So you've closed yourself off so you don't get hurt again. It is a card about putting boundaries in place which are healthy. So understanding that in order to have a really good healthy relationship, there has to be some boundaries put in place. So it is also about that. But it's also about finding the balance here between, having good boundaries and closing yourself off. And I feel like for many of you Aries this week that somehow or another you're putting some sort of boundaries in place and trying to understand how you can do that without shutting yourself off from people, like without closing your heart down. So the first card you have out is the Magician. This is a beautiful card and it talks about having all the tools here for you. So your pentacles, your cups, your wands, and every time I do this I go completely blank, and your swords. So you've got everything you need to move forward here because you're very capable this week of manifesting what you want. So you're obviously in a very good place. Now, in order to manifest, you have to be very balanced to have to have all these tools at hand. And I feel like for you this week, you are in a very balanced place because look what you're bringing in. You're bringing in this brand new start, this wand start. I like this. You finished a cycle and you're about to start a new one here. Now, the Ace of Wands here shows all this new growth. So it's something you've been working on to bring in something new. So you've put down your 10 wands in the 10 of Wands and you're on to moving forward with just one of these. So it's sort of like you've worked out in your life that you can't carry everybody's crap around with you. That's basically what it's saying. I love that they've got a butterfly in this card because to me this is how it feels for you. It's almost like you've understood that you can't carry everybody else's stuff around and you've been able to put it down and move forward with just what you need. I like that. And you've manifested this. Now the next card we've had out is the Queen of Wands. Now the Queens of Wands, it could be you because you are a fire sign. This does represent Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It could be somebody in your life you're dealing with, but I feel like this is your energy. And it's, to me, seeing this Magician and this Ace of Wands here, it's like you really are in your element at the moment. You feel beautiful, sexy, stunning, you're standing your ground, you're passionate about everything and you feel quite driven. It may be that you've just done something for yourself, like, bought yourself something you wanted, but you're definitely feeling like you're in this energy. And with this Magician here and this Ace of Wands, it really says to me that you're definitely in a place of feeling very much in your element. Now, you have, this card has a couple of different meanings, but in this reading, it feels like there needs to be a patience here. So it's almost, you're very fiery. So we have an Ace of Wands sitting next to a Queen of Wands. And I know we had 9 of Wands at the beginning. Now, to me, I'm feeling that you're really fiery and impatient at the moment. But you need to take on the energy of the 7 of Pentacles, which talks about, yes, you've planted your seeds with this Magician, but now you have to wait for them to bear fruit. And I feel like you're rushing the process. Don't. Stand back and let it unfold naturally. Because I feel like you've put something out there that you want and you're ready to move forward on this. But it's going to take patience. You just have to be patient. Yeah, because it needs more work yet. There's this need for you to put some more effort in here somewhere for some reason. Because you've manifested something without any doubt. And it's beautiful and it's fiery and it's passionate. But it's not quite ready. Not quite ready for you. So you've just got to wait around until it's like really ready. because you'll need to do a little bit more work here. This is requiring you to have a little bit more patience. Then we have the Page of Swords. So this is about delivering a truth to someone. It's a message. And whether you're delivering this message or whether someone's delivering it to you, this talks about something that you want to speak or say. Now, I've got to say, the Page of Wands is quite an immature energy. And I always sort of look at this and think, wow, you're really going in all guns blazing here. And I just talked about patience. I talked about working on things a little bit longer, but I feel like you're still jumping the gun in this card. It's almost like you're rushing in here to say something before you've given it enough time to grow and develop. So maybe you've been in something for a little while and you're sort of, if it was a relationship, maybe you're rushing in too quickly to tell someone you love them, or you're rushing in too quickly to ask someone to marry you. Because I feel like this is, look, I mean, you could be rushing into something to cut something out of your life too. It's very possible. But this is like preempted energy. It feels like you're going in too quickly with this sword. Like you're not thinking it out enough. You're not putting the work in to understand moving forward. There, you've got defensive about it. Okay, so you've started to defend this for some reason. You've started to defend this energy before it's ready. Now, maybe you're scared that perhaps the person you've got your sights on has other people in their energy and you're worried about missing out here. And you're now going in way too quickly to tell them you want to be with them and you haven't put in the work yet that needs to be done. That's the sort of energy I've got here. I'm sure you Aries can tell me what's going on. Yet I feel like you want to rush in and ask someone to marry you. Oh, you want a new start with someone. It's very likely a fire sign like yourself. You've manifested this. You've put in the energy to bring it round. But the thing is, the other person isn't quite ready yet. And you don't want to be rushing them. You've been putting in everything. You've become quite defensive here. I feel like you're fighting off. You want to fight off all the competitors or all the people you're up against. But you're moving too quickly to ask the question. You need to think it out more. If you give it more time, then you'll have a victory here. It just needs a little bit more time to cook. Maybe you've only dated them 2 or 3 times, but you know they're the one. Understandable. You know, we've had relationships that have moved that quickly, but I feel you're moving too quickly here and you're going to scare them off if you do this, because I get this very defensive energy here. So if you're about to tell someone how you're feeling, maybe sort of feel around first and see how it's going. Yeah, maybe a little offer's good here. This may be a better way to go. A little offer, but make it stable. Don't go straight in with the marriage card. Because I feel like this person may be a little bit frightened off if you rush them. It's too quick. The energy's trying to move too quickly here. There's still things that you need to work on and understand. And you know what? The other thing too, which is probably coming through here, is sometimes we meet someone and we feel for them very, very quickly and we want to move forward with them. But as time goes by, then we start to see things that perhaps we're not so keen on and we start to question. I feel like this is what's happening here. It's almost like you're rushing in to make something solid with someone, but you don't really know them well enough yet. You know, I know Aries are very fiery, passionate people, but perhaps you need to give it a little bit of time to grow here. It needs just a bit more time to grow. Have patience. It'll get there. It'll get there, but don't rush it because you'll chase the person away. And if you're feeling that strongly and you're going with an I love you on the second date, I'm not saying they're going to stay around, but that's a little bit scary. All right, Aries, I'll just pull you a... Oh, well, that one wants to come out. Okay, it says you're flying right high... Oh, sorry. You are flying high right now, which may threaten others. But don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. That's Aurora. And I feel like that's very relevant here. If you're feeling like you're falling in love with this person after the second date, maybe hold off till the 5th or 6th one before you tell them how you're feeling. Otherwise, you'll scare them off. Thanks, Aries.